Hey guys and gals, Dan here with Bulletproof Designs, and today we're going to go over choosing the right petcock for your bike. All right, so we've got a variety of different petcocks, and choosing the right one can be a little confusing. There are a few things that you want to consider when choosing the right petcock for your bike. Number one, you're going to want to worry about the size and thread of the bung on your tank. You're either going to have a 1/4 inch NPT, the larger 3/8 NPT for the pre-75 models, and then the even larger 22 millimeter for the 75 to 06 models. Another thing you want to think about is the fuel filter. Some of the petcocks have a built-in fuel filter, but if they don't, no worries, you can just use an inline unit. And the last thing that you want to consider is the fuel outlet. Both the size of the fuel outlet, you want to make sure that lines up with the ID of your fuel line on your bike, and you also want to make sure that the outlet direction will work with your current setup. All right, so let's go over a few of the petcocks that we've got available. Right here, we've got the OEM style. They're available in 1/4 inch NPT, 3/8 NPT, and 22 millimeter. As you can see, they're chrome plated. They've got a built-in fuel filter, on-off reserve, and the fuel outlets are 5/16. Now they're available in either a straight or downward configuration or a 90. This is the perfect replacement for an OEM style petcock. All right, now let's go over the custom petcocks. Now they're available in 1/4 inch and 3/8 NPT. We don't have anything available for the 22 millimeter setups just yet. They're available with different size fuel outlets as well as different fuel outlet configurations. Now there's two things that you want to keep in mind. Number one is that there's no reserve. So those of you that use your reserve as your fuel gauge, please keep that in mind. The next thing you want to consider is the fact that there's no fuel filter built into these, so you will have to run an inline fuel filter. Last but not least, we're going to go over the high flow units from Sifton. These things are solid brass construction. They're available in chrome and polished brass. You can get them in 3/8 NPT or 22 millimeter. They all have built-in fuel filters. They all have on-off reserve. And as I stated earlier, they're high flow units. So you're going to want to use these with a 3/8 ID fuel line. All right, so now let's go over the different fuel outlet configurations. All right, so once you figure out which Sifton petcock you'd like, now it's time to figure out which fuel outlet's going to work with your bike. So there's a few things to consider. All of these petcocks are facing out. So the lever is facing towards you, okay? So you've got your downward or straight lever, and then you've got your two 90s. This will be considered a left, and this is a right. The reason why I say left and right, because if this petcock is facing you, this would face to the left. If this petcock was facing you, this would be to the right. So if you're on the left side of the bike, this petcock would actually face towards the front of the bike, and this petcock would face towards the rear of the bike. Now if you're on the right side of the bike, obviously you would just reverse those two. So just keep that in mind when you're choosing which petcock works for your setup. All right, so let's look at an example of a tank with a bung on the left-hand side. This petcock is considered a left, and it'll point towards the front of the bike. This petcock is considered a right-hand side petcock, and it'll point to the rear of the bike. And then last, you'll have a downward or straight-facing petcock, which obviously just faces downward. One thing to keep in mind is that we offer a variety of different bungs that will allow you to mount any petcock to any steel tank. So we make a 1/4 inch NPT, a 3/8 NPT, and a 22 millimeter bung. All right, so for more information on our petcocks, be sure to go to bulletproofdesigns.com, and please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.